started. All right. Yay. Thank you guys so much for coming on. If you're just jumping on, everybody was adding their favorite thing so far in the chat area. So if you haven't done that yet, you can. Um, and if you want to tell us your experience in there so far with the product, you can. We love to hear it. But all right, let's get started. So I am Jill Warbaugh, and our team is Team Worthy and Well. And I'm just really excited about this opportunity call. I know there's a lot of people on this and that are going to be watching the recording who are just learning about Plexus, who are just starting on the products, who have been on the products and are loving them. And I'm just really excited to share a little bit about what it looks like to just share what we love. That's really what we do authentically. And it's really become a passion for myself and my sister-in-law, Jen, who's on the call. And I'm actually going to mute myself and hand it over to Jen. Jen's going to share her story and how she got started and where she's gone and where she is now.
All right, thanks, Jill. Okay, so for me, my in a nutshell health story is I didn't really have any major health issues, but I was starting to go through perimenopause. And even if you're a young mom, those hormones are all over the place. So maybe you felt similar things, not sleeping great, irritability, what else? Feeling tired all the time. And so when I got started on the gut health supplements that my friend Marion was using, after a while, I started noticing I'm sleeping better. I have more energy. I'm not snapping at my family. Something is happening and I feel great. I'm sleeping better. And then I added in the 3-day nutritionally supported fast reset and started losing some weight and lost 20 pounds of that kind of the hormonal weight that was hanging on and just really felt great. But I am kind of a slow starter, so I was hesitant to share, as maybe a lot of us are. Most of us did not start out saying, I'm going to, build this business. We started out saying, I want to feel better. But what happens with what you love is you start telling people, or people notice a difference and ask you what you've done. And so for me, it was having my husband order and set up an account, my mom, and then another friend. And then Jill was actually, I think, the fifth person who joined me, and then a neighbor, and so on and so forth. So it really is kind of just sharing what you love with those who you know already. So I was feeling better, telling a couple people. Social media was not really my thing. I love in person better, but I started to realize that my story might be able to help other people. So I was willing to overcome some of that fear of what other people would think and stretch outside of my comfort zone. Um, and then also, I was busy. 4 children, homeschooling them, sports, going in all different directions. At the time, I was involved in different ministries and in leadership on the homes with the homeschooling group. And so I didn't feel like I had much time. But what I did was I took the time that I did have and I did the things that my friend was telling me to do. And gradually over time, it turned into something bigger. And eventually, Jill got on board as well and started sharing, and it really took off. So we it went from my goal of just being able to cover my products to having that extra income to pay for sports gear, go out to eat a little more often, maybe get my nails done, maybe shop occasionally and not feel guilty for it. And then I remember the day when her and I realized this is a full-time income that we're earning. And it just was so exciting that we could do this together and that we could contribute to our family budget and be able to do some of those extra things. And just so special being able to work together and go on trips together has been really amazing. So whether it's something, whether you want to just share with one person or cover the cost of your products, And I have a family of six, so providing products for all of them is kind of a big chunk. Um, or whether you want that extra income or would like to be able to earn a full-time income from home, we're here to help you every step of the way. And we actually have a vision for something even more, for kind of like a residual income and a legacy business, because we want to bring other women along with us. We don't want to just do this ourselves. We want to kind of extend that reach. So, um, anyway, that's kind of just my story in a nutshell.
Thanks, Jen. So Jen is very humble. Jen is at the top of the company, and and she is Emerald, and she actually earned a trip to Alaska and also the Plexus Lexus. Because when you get to Emerald, you actually earn the Plexus Lexus. And Jen, unmute real quick. How long have you been doing this, and how many hours a day would you say you spend doing Plexus, and how many days a
Okay.
week?
Okay, that's a good question. So in the beginning, it was a little bit here and there, but it actually is something that I really prioritize right now. I'm not sure. I would say maybe a couple hours a day because, just supporting the team, reaching out to other people. But I really, in the beginning, you can put in as little or as much time as you want. So you can start out 20, 30 minutes a day. It's probably a couple hours a day now.
Now it's about 2 hours a day to earn a six-figure
At,
income. Yeah.
at least, yes. What was your other question? Oh, how
Um,
long? I
yeah.
think it's um I think it's been about 2.5 or 3 years since I started sharing, and I started with the products before that. And part of that is because Jill came on board and she just really has taken off with it. So that really, I mean, it's a matter of who you know, right? It's not just who I know. It's who Jill knows and all of you who you know. So that's the exciting thing about it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So I'll share a little bit about my journey. So Jen probably asked me if I was interested in the products um, for about 6 months, and I didn't know much about gut health at all. I obviously the first time I said no because I don't think I need anything for gut health, but I like Jen thought I was healthy. I didn't think there was anything wrong. I was tired all the time, but I just thought I have two toddlers and five kids, and I homeschool, and I have a podcast, and I sing at church, and I have family and friends and a husband and a home that I'm taking care of. So of course I'm tired. I wasn't sleeping great. My skin was all broken out. But again, I just attributed all of that to um, just my skin was broken out because, it was my time of the month. Or, I did say at one point to Jen, I'm 40 years old. Should I be having breakouts like this? We do homeschool together. So there was a lot of times where I would go and I would complain about not sleeping or being tired or being, my face being broken out. And she would always say, my products can help you with that. And I let it go in one ear and out the other until I was like, you know what? I am tired of being tired. I feel like my kids probably think that I am depressed because I nap every day, and I don't want them to remember their mom as someone who just sat on the couch all day and took naps all day. Like that is not the vision I had for motherhood at all. So I actually was doing monthly shakes, and so I skeptically said I'll try it. My husband said I could try it if I got rid of my shakes. So I put the shakes on hold. I didn't actually get rid of them. And because I thought I'm going to be back on the shakes. This isn't going to work for me. And so I put the shakes on hold and I started the gut health system, which is the triplex. And it was about 2 months in, and I was like, I have not napped. Like, this is crazy. And my skin is cleared up. But I kept thinking that maybe it was just a coincidence. So I was like, I'll give it a little more time. But as time went on, I didn't kept not napping. During my period, my skin was clear. And then I started noticing I was falling asleep before my husband, which was like never happened. I would get like ticked every night, like, how does he fall asleep so fast? Once that happened, I started to feel like this nudge inside, like there's got to be other moms that have felt this way, that are feeling this way. And I feel like I just put on glasses that made the whole world colorful again. And how can I keep this from other moms? And I told my husband when I started the products, and I told Jen, I'm not going to share. I'm not going to share because I had shared in another MLM before. It took away a lot of time, and it wasn't worth the time and energy for like the reward wasn't there. So I was like, I'm not doing this again. So it was like absolute no. But then it like my heart was just really to help people because of how good I felt. And I just said to my husband, I really feel like God is saying, do it surrendered this time. I really feel like I need to help people. So that's what I did. I just shared. I just shared. I put my first post out there. I don't even know if anybody said anything on that first post or if anybody ordered from that first post, but I did eventually get my mom on the products and my friend Tony on the products, my friend Tony from a post. And then Jen had said, if you get one more person ordered that month, it was like 400 and some dollars, and your products will be paid for. And we were going on vacation. So my husband Neil said, well, that just makes sense. And then you can use that money for vacation. So I'm like, okay, great. So we signed up him and we got some kids' products because my son was actually dealing with a lot of IBS issues and we wanted to see if it would work for him. Um, and it did. So I just kept sharing and started to get a little bit more consistent. And I had started sharing probably in like July. And then it was probably at the end of August, maybe September, when Jen's upline, Marion, messaged me and said, you only need 10 more orders by the end of the day if you want to go on the trip on the cruise. And so she said, would you want to try that? I will give you $10 coupons to each person. You can put a post up and see what happens. So I said, okay, sure. I didn't know what would come of it. Like I said, I was totally surrendered. And by the end of that night, 10 people had ordered. And I found myself on a cruise ship with Jen, my sister-in-law, her husband, met all kinds of new people. And I was like, the moment that I knew that Plexus was for me, if you know anything about me, I love the Lord. And the moment I knew that Plexus was for me, I'm about to cry, um, was when they had a workshop time and the testimonies of how people were free in their health, in their finances, just trauma and things like that. And I just knew like I was supposed to be there. And after I got off of that ship, I knew that I was sorry. I knew that I was supposed to be here. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm a senior Ruby now with Plexus and getting really close to Emerald with Jen. Um, and I just believe so much in this company. I believe so much in this community. I believe so much in the people. And we just want more people to link arms with. And the conversations that I've been able to have with women that I never knew that I would ever come into contact with because of this, that I've been able to share my testimony and a little bit about Jesus with and just be a light has been the biggest privilege. So that is my personal testimony with the products and the business. But we want to also share a little bit deeper about the actual company Plexus, the earnings, and all of those things. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. So welcome. You might see some people in that picture that that may have invited you here tonight. So welcome. We couldn't be more excited that you're here. This is a place where you can learn more about the company. You can get your products paid for, or you can go all the way to the top of the company. And what I want you guys to know is that we are with you every step of the way. You're not going to just say, yes, I want to try to share authentically. And then we say, okay, and you turn your brand ambassador on, and then we leave you alone. Like, we literally will be with you every step of the way. We do something called three-way conversations where if someone's interested, you put me in a chat or your sponsor in a chat, and we walk them through it, and you get to watch us until you feel really comfortable doing it on your own. The other amazing thing about our team is we have a lot of systems set up. So literally, you're just having the conversations and plugging them into something that we've created, different systems, things like every week we do informational chats so they can learn all about the products. You may have been in one of those. And then we do these opportunity calls where if someone's interested in the business, they can come on one of these. So you're just sharing and then plugging them into something. And you are really set up with to be successful in any way that, whatever your goal may be. And we will do everything to help you get there. The company also does some amazing trainings, and our team has amazing events. And the company itself also does product chat, product events every week, and opportunity calls like this every week. So if we're not having one, they have one. So literally, this company Plexus has your back every step of the way too. They even have corporate do one-on-one phone calls with us if we need them at any time. So it's nothing like I've ever seen. It's nothing like the company that I was with before, and um, you'll just hear a little bit more as we go. So we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We own the microbiome gut health space. We are the OG gut health company. We actually did begin as a breast health company, doing breast health checks. We still have those. We're in Scottsdale, Arizona. We're debt free and privately owned. So our owner says that, like, no matter what happens, he's got like years worth in the bank to cover us no matter what happens to the economy. All of our products are made in the US. We have an amazing medical board. A lot of our products are scientifically backed with patents. We're one of the top 5,000 fastest growing companies. We donate millions of dollars to charities. I love that we feed the hungry. And here are some of the stats. 73% of Americans rank their finances as the most significant source of stress in their life. 82% of Gen Z respondents and 81% of millennials noted that their finances are stressful. 41% of Americans feel that the cost of medical care is the biggest financial stressor, and 38% of all employees have less than $1,000 to deal with unexpected expenses. This number jumps to 62% among Gen Z and drops to 34% among Gen X. All right, so here is our business model. So there's no required purchases of like product. You just basically order the product that you want to be on to help you with your health goals. There's no inventory. It means, you don't lose money and you're not stuck with products that you have to sell to get your money back or anything like that. Me and my best friend Ariana has been in that situation before. This is also an awesome residual income company. So things like makeup companies, somebody might order, but then they might not order for another 4 months, right? If you're in a makeup company. But with this, it's a 30-day supply. So you have residual income because they place the order one time, but then every single month, you're only really doing the work up front. You do take care of them, obviously, and you build relationships with people, but that's why this is residual income because it comes in every single month. Obviously, you can work from anywhere. I work from home. I work from the grocery store. I work from the car. No matter where I am, I can work. And then there is such a high consumer demand. I actually had to take a picture of this because I was like, I got to read this on the call tonight. So it says that this year, professional football, NFL, will bring in 9.58 billion. The music industry, 15 billion. The movie industry, 88 billion. Video gaming, 76. Natural food industry, 90 billion. But the network marketing industry, $178 billion. We are seeing a huge trend in network marketing, and it's just growing. And the gut health space, I believe, there's a stat on here for that, is exponentially growing. That might be in another slide. Okay, so here's the average monthly income. If you were silver, you start out at about $150 a month. And then as you go, there's a income, you can see it goes up and up and up. So I'm a senior ruby and Jen is emerald. And then when you're at diamond, you can make $20,000 and more. And I mean, the ceiling, there is no ceiling. You can keep going. There's lots of people that make a lot more than that. And then here's our cash referral program. Are we in the way of this? Can on the screen? I have to move us. Okay. So refer 3 friends. This is an average. So if you were to refer 3 friends this month, you would earn $340. Refer 6, 880. We do have a special bonus this month where you earn like an extra $400 if you refer 6 and a trucker hat. But you can see it just goes up depending on how many people you would refer in a month. Those numbers get really big. And we will help you every step of the way. All right, here's some of the fun things that you can earn that we've earned over time. Apple Watches, Lululemon gift cards, spa treatments, Apple iPad, shopping sprees, North Face jackets, custom Nikes, ice shaker tumblers, Bluetooth speakers, cash, and so much more. And then we cannot forget about the trips, the paid for trips, Punta Cana, Labadee, Maui, Mexico, Kona, Disney World, Vegas, etc. So far, I have been to Punta Cana, Labadee, Bahamas, Key West, Las Vegas, and we're going to Dallas next month. All right, meet the resources. We have a simple system to follow step by step and a huge resource library with all the content, images, and business product information you could ever need. You have access to training along with a community that are supporting you each step of the way, like I mentioned. And you do honestly have everything at your fingertips to achieve whatever goal that you set for yourself. Now, I know some of you are already on the product, some of you are thinking about starting the product. So if you already don't have your products, you would just speak with whoever invited you to the chat tonight, and you let them know what your health goals are, and they will get you a customized cart and send everything over. And your products come in about 3 to 5 days. And then lastly, if you have any questions and you're ready to earn, this is a lot of information, I know, but the chat will be available. Like if you think of something today, tomorrow, anytime, put it in the messenger chat and one of us that invited you here will be happy to answer. And we just thank you for coming. I do want to say the 4-day challenge that is ahead. So tomorrow morning, the first one will drop. Your very first little action step. It's very, very, very small. And so each day, the first day, it'll be something small. The second day will be really small. The third day will be really small. And then on that fourth day, we're really going to celebrate. I'm going to do some giveaways and some fun prizes. And we're just going to celebrate all of your wins. Whether it was you had a conversation, whether it was you signed one person, whether it was you signed 3 people, 6 people, we're going to celebrate it on that fourth day. Big. Every small win will be celebrated. So I'm really excited for the next 4 days. We thank you so, so much for joining this chat. If you have any questions about any of the information that we shared tonight, please, after we leave this, drop your questions in the chat at any time and we will be happy to answer. But we hope that you just enjoyed learning a little bit about our stories and Plexus and the possibilities for you. But thank you guys so much for being on, and I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Can't get out of here. All right. Good night, everybody.